Everybody sit up. Let's get a job done today, fellas. I'm ready. Touch 2. Sit up. At your half. Sit. You all ready? Go. Half. Half. 3/4. Full. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Start the transition. Let's not get too comfortable. Step on it. Step on it. Press. If we're gonna settle with rate, we better have big fucking pressure. Let's go. Let's go.
So James Cadigan from Logie Bay Middle Colorado Cove. Dan Cadigan from Logie Bay Middle Colorado Cove.
My name is Brent Payne from St.John. Brent Hickey, Outer Cove.
Colin Stapleton, St. John's, Newfoundland.
Mark Perry, Logie Bay.
Mark Hayward, Coxon.
So my name is Bert Hickey. I live in Outer Cove here. And my role on the team is coach.
The Outer Cove crew, we've been together since 2016.
I think a few of us were out having a few beer one night, and we were just saying how it would be cool if this 6 combination kind of rode together.
I guess it all began over a brunch at Blue as usual, but I believe we got into a discussion between myself, Dan Hickey, and Brent Payne that we would like to put in a couple of hard years leading into the 200th Regatta.
In 16, when we realized how fast we started moving the boat so early in the year, it kind of became on us that, you know what, we're moving this boat pretty fast here. I think our goals kind of evolved as our training did, and then we started focusing on the 200th Regatta, winning a championship as well as potentially breaking the record.
What kind of sacrifices do you make to try and attain this goal?
A lot, yeah. For us, it's just, eat, sleep, work, your 9-to-5 job or whatever it is, and work out and row. That's it. That's all you do for 8 months. Yeah. So you eat your Sundays off. That's about it.
I think it was known to everybody that in order to achieve our goal, there was a no days off mentality, and everybody bought into that.
4:30 in the morning, doing an hour and 20-minute erg.
Yeah, a lot of early morning ergs.
And then 6:30 down here at the lake, all in one morning.
What those 6 men went through is, it's hard to put into words because most people really wouldn't understand why someone would do that and quite what it takes to get to that point. So when they watch the regatta and they're at the end of the lake with their kids and everybody's cheering with the championship race, they just see like 9 minutes of the last 3 years of training that went into things.
One of our main things every workout was searching for failure. There would be, whether it was an 18K or you're doing sprints, you're just searching, you're trying to bring your body to failure so you know what it feels like for your body to empty and fail. So then when you're out there on the water, you know how much you can do and that feeling to get your body to that end, because that's what it takes. So I think that was one of our focuses. Each workout was to get to failure.
We say say this all the time, but everybody's going to battle, so it makes you want to, come down here and do your erg. We just go and do it. We know what it takes. We know what needs to be done. So we're not gonna skip anything. It's just not an option.
What were the darkest moments in training?
Starting off is tough. I mean, you're here in January, and for me, I wasn't in very good shape, so the first month, 5 weeks was pretty tough to get back into the rhythm of erging every day and pulling decent numbers. But I mean, there was also times, I don't know, in May, I had this weird period of time where I was just over it. We hadn't been on the water yet, it might have been in April. And we were just erging every day, and I was just mentally exhausted from the training. And I didn't second guess what I wanted to be doing, but it was I need to get on the water for a change of pace type of thing. Well, I started this year offshore. My first day training I was on a rig, so there were some dark days there, just trying to get back into it and get motivated, I guess. But I knew all the guys were back here working their asses off, so. And then I guess say July time when speed work hit, there's a couple weeks there where your body's just dying and you're trying to just find some energy and find some strength left in your legs just to keep pushing. But I'd say there's some pretty dark days then, but you knew there was a light at the end of the tunnel too, so.
I think that in terms of dark times, I look at times when your body is going through these extremely strenuous and breaking your body down type of thing. So there'll be days where you're feeling sick and you'll catch a cold or something like that, or maybe there was points in 2017 I think where I had a lung infection, Daniel might have had pneumonia or something like that in the March month, and coming out of that and getting back into the training regime and not being able to achieve the scores you had probably achieved in February because you're coming out of an illness. It plays on your head because you begin to wonder, am I ever going to get back to where I was? And you wonder how long you're going to be fighting to get back. But I think it's from experience. I think experience is what helped us in that sense because we'd all been through some training in the past, and we knew that there would be a light at the end of the tunnel type of thing.
Push off into 1, 2, morning glory!
I mean, I didn't get to watch every single workout they did. For a long time, I was living out in CBS and with kids at home. I didn't get to see all their workouts. But when I did see them, it was, they didn't put in less than 100% into every workout. At times, I had to tell them, you can take an easy day. You don't have to be working as hard as you are every single day. And then this year, they changed things around. They used to do 2 runs a week, and then they added 2 strength training sessions that were rowing specific with Rob Kelland, who was a fantastic physiotherapist and trainer. And the difference in power that they were able to put out on the erg was incredible. I was kind of the stats keeper, and I had a big spreadsheet going on for every single workout they did, every split they did, and just throughout the year, all 6 of them, their splits just kept dropping and dropping and dropping. And I mean, I think the biggest improvement was probably Brent Payne, who's not the biggest guy in the crew, but his power numbers were incredible. And then when we got on water, we basically committed that we wouldn't take any lazy strokes. Every stroke was a hard stroke. And when we kind of got that mindset in, and the boat really started to move, and then some of our workouts were, they would put themselves physically in places I didn't think they could go. You've seen them at some video shots at the end of the races. They were doing that for practice, and I think it just speaks to their commitment to what they were going to do and what they wanted to do, and they weren't afraid to put things to the max to get there.
through with a push-up on each way up and back.
Yes. Oh. That was intense, man. Just 3 people?
Yeah.
3 stations on a row?
Well, 15 like that, you're going back to back, right?
Fuck yeah.
And you're not even taking a break.
Taxing.
Oh, again, that's trunk rotation taps. Roll all the balls down here, and then we'll get into plank push-up. Left and right, up and back. I'll throw the next one here just so you get hit. See if you keep your chest up.
So I know you took a little bit of a different approach to training this year. What was that change in strategy for this year than past years to really go
The
for it
change
for the
this
200?
year was to minimize the amount of injuries we had in previous years. And by increasing the strength of certain muscles that weren't commonly used in the rowing aspect. For an example, we did a lot of shoulders and core. Well, I know they're all in rowing anyways, but all those other tiny stabilizer muscles, we made sure that they were just as strong as our legs were for pushing on the rowing machine.
This was not your average crew. This is not a crew that could, hit A58 and be content with that. We all collectively wanted to go faster, and we all collectively wanted to put the work in to reach, 851 or less. And it was evident to me early on that this crew was on the same page in our goal on that. And just from past experiences with crews like Crosby Industrial and Rogers Bussey and so on, these are all crews that row, Crosby Industrial have the record. They rowed 851. You feel how a boat moves at 851, and I felt that in our boat without our COVE. I felt that consistent, commitment to, emptying the tank every stroke, and all 6 men had that for sure.
Any differences between this crew and the Crosby Industrial crew, or any similarities that you've seen?
Yeah, a lot of similarities. Right away is the dedication of both crews. The work that they put into it, so similar. So committed. You just gotta have I do so much respect for both of those crews, because I look at, each and every one of them and just admire you have to admire the commitment they put into this and the work they put into this. And, I'd come over here for workouts for both of those crews. I always came to the workouts if I could do it, always. And, you see how hard they work. And that's not just one day, that's every day. And they compete against each other sometimes on these machines, and fall off the machines sometimes, and sometimes it's just hard to watch. It's just like looking at someone being tortured. They push so hard, right? And they're hurting, and I've been there, and I know they're hurting. So, I just have so much respect for those 2 crews and for how hard they worked. When you talk about similarities, differences, not a lot of differences. Rowing style, pretty similar, wasn't a whole lot of things that I taught one crew over the other, except, I guess, from the span of time between 2006 and 7 and 17, 18, you do learn, you continue to learn things. I always learn stuff, so there's other things we might try to refine even more. Strength-wise, very comparable. Very comparable. We had a fairly young crew back in 2006 and 7, except for Eddie Williams and Randy Whitten. They were older and bigger, big, strong guys. But you know, the guys in 17 and 18, you know, like Brent and James that rolled with that crew, I mean, they're much stronger than they were back in 2006, 2007.
Well, that's what I recommend, not going down that way on this side. If you go over there, I don't care if you're over there, you're in a shit of wind.
Oh yeah.
And I was coming up, so it's not too bad. Keep close to the bank.
I agree with you.
With his new jeans. Bird's on the ball.
Tell him, look. I don't care if you go over there, you're in a shit wind, okay?
You got new jeans on.
Tell him, look.
His new jeans. You're in a shit of
New jeans.
I was thinking of like t-shirts you get for people, like with like certain slogans on them, and that's probably Birds. You're in a shit of wind.
Go over there. You're...
Keyword. I got one.
Is this ours first?
No.
There's times where we go out for, like, from May till middle of June, it's like 6 weeks of just like easy, not easy rowing, but like steady state rowing, I'd say. No speed work at all. And sometimes it's tough for everybody, myself included, to be mentally focused on what's happening. It's like, oh, we're just going through the motions again. We'll go do a lap and we'll stop and take a break. But when it came to speed work, it was just like instantaneously, like the environment changed. Like we were, okay, let's do this to the maximum possible level.
Here we go. All 6 together. All 6 together, boys. Attention! Row. Half. 3/4. Full move this fucking boat. No layback. 1. Move it. 2. Less layback. 3. Get it up. 4. Here we go. 5. Let's get fucking angry. Let's move. Here we go. Add a bit of layback and fucking move this boat. All 6 together, going.
And that was a really cool like switch the guys were able to turn on. It was like knowing when to apply the appropriate amount of speed, power, technique. They were so talented at what they were doing. Like they could control the rates so well. Like we just tell Brent Hickey rate and he just does it. He's like a natural metronome. It's incredible. But when they were able to just turn things on, like one day steady state, okay, steady state, and the next day speed work, and like they would be ready for speed work. It wouldn't be like they never had a suboptimal day. Like they never, unless it was weather or wind, or the first day of doing start. Sometimes we get ahead of ourselves on rates. But once we got that flattened out, straightened out, everything just went incredibly smoothly. But everybody was on the same page. No one was still going through the steady state motions. They were, I guess at the same time, they were probably itching to go fast. So, and they did go fast. It was cool to see them mentally just turn on and turn off when they needed to, and approach each situation as they're supposed to.
The biggest motivator or inspiration, whether like family or friends or the crew?
Yeah, so I think it's a pretty easy one for me, and it would be our father for sure. You know, he loved everything we've done down there at the pond from an early age, and he spent a long time down here. But, you know, before Dad passed in June, you know, he was down to the pond the week before watching us row. And when we were able to, collectively come together as a crew following that period of time, I think it was a high motivator for the whole crew, not just us. And along with you know, the loss of Steve's father, I think those people in our lives who have passed on really served as a great motivation for our crew. It really brought us closer together. But you know, it's like you say, you look back on the big motivators, and I think family as a whole would definitely be considered a large motivator, not just what I already mentioned. You know, you look at Mark Perry's children, you know, all our other halves back at home, our parents, you know. I think that when we really break it down, our number one motivator is family and community.
This sport has so many ups and downs, highs and lows, right from January onwards. Very few people have been lucky enough, I guess you could say, to break that 9-minute barrier. So it's I can't even put into words how incredible it is, and especially to do it 3 years in a row.
We gotta go! Race gotta come up! Make a statement, fellas! Make a fucking statement! Here we go! Press! Press! 1 minute, 10 seconds left. Now, 300 meters on the earth, fellas. 300 fucking meters. We gotta go now. Let's go out of COVE. Let's go out of COVE. Go to the well together. Go to the well together. Let there be no fucking doubts. There are no doubts. Let's go 8 minutes. 8 fucking minutes. Staves is at the jog. Power 10 right here. Sit up tall, lay back. 1, 2. Let's move it. Outer COVE. Make there be no doubt. Now. Right, Nicky, we gotta go. Marquis. Marquis. Gotta come up. Where's our finish? Where's our finish? 30 strokes left. 30 strokes left. Let's fucking go there together, fellas. Let's do it. 8:35. Up. Sub fucking 9. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Bigger. 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 16 seconds. We gotta go. We gotta go now. Go. Press.